Welcome back to ShrinkChicks.
Welcome to ShrinkChicks.
Hi.
We have an amazing guest here today. I'm going to let you intro yourself because I don't think I would do a very good job. But Katie is one of my favorite people.
Oh.
I guess we only have our favorite people on, but like, Katie, who are you?
Hi, I'm Katie.
Introduce yourself to the class. You're like a kid who transferred into school.
Can I tell you how much I hate icebreakers? It's like my biggest anxiety. But hi, I'm Katie. I work here. And I hate diet culture.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm sorry to interrupt. Can we talk about when we first interviewed you?
Please.
Is she going to let us? Okay.
Please.
Can we talk about that?
Please.
So,
I kind of blacked it out.
When we first interviewed Katie, she came in. We were like, bring your dog. We love dogs. She brought her dog in. And
you made me bring my dog in.
No. That was on us. That was on us.
We were talking to her, chatting with her, and all of a sudden, her dog goes to take a poop on the floor. Katie runs and catches it in her hand.
Yeah.
And we were like, you're in.
And she was hired basically on the spot from that exact moment. Because if you could give your clients 1/10 of the care that you give your dog, you are our type of clinician.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I literally do not remember doing it, but I know that I did.
It was so impressive. It was like slow motion dive for the poop. It was amazing.
Oh my gosh. So as long as hating diet culture and loving your dog, Henry.
Yes.
You've been working on this incredible e-course that we've gotten to see like the ins and outs of you creating, which you have like put so much amazing work into. And I'm so excited because it goes live today.
Oh, yay. It does.
Tomorrow.
No. When this episode
Tomorrow
comes out.
Today or tomorrow.
Then you're saying tomorrow. Tomorrow. Emily fucks everything up. Okay, so it's going live tomorrow.
That's so exciting.
That you can go on and purchase Katie's amazing e-course. But first, what the hell is the e-course on? Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
I'd love to. So in order to talk about the e-course, I'm going to share about myself.
Please.
But, preliminarily, it's about diet culture and walking away from diet culture and healing your relationship with yourself, with your body, all that jazz. And so I was inspired to make it because I'm burnt the fuck out, honestly. And you guys were like, hey, let's get another e-course going. And it turned literally into a passion project, which was really cool. I wasn't expecting that at all. But yeah, so I have spent my whole life living in a body that I just hate. It's been really, really hard. I have diaries that I've been keeping a diary since I was literally 8 years old.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I've always loved writing and processing. I didn't get a therapist until college, so that was really my therapy. And I, reread some of them, and right around 10 started noticing I'm carrying more space than other people. My body looks different. I'm not good enough. I'm not okay. Parents dieting, never comments about me or my body, but really shameful talk towards themselves, which I internalized, in addition to all the media out there, everything else, comparing yourself, yada, yada, yada. Right? So, I struggled, and I never had a full-blown eating disorder, but I still don't, I still don't know what I would have, right? It's kind of, the DSM that's a loaded subject, but, right? So I just felt like I didn't fit in with people who needed space to recover, but I also knew that I was feeling like shit constantly. And I was having a lot of disordered behaviors, experimenting with literally every single fad, diet, exercise, laxative, all over the place, but never full blown, which would then make me feel ashamed because I wasn't good enough at being,
Can't even be
disordered.
anorexic.
Literally can't even be bulimic.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Right. So I was like, all right, cool. Wax and wane in being okay, kind of numbing out, but always feeling less than, and it sucked, and I noticed a lot of my clients also experience that. How could they not, right? It's so fucking pervasive. In my 20s, I finally did it. I lost a shit ton of weight because I was orthorexic, which means being obsessed with eating healthy and eating clean. And that was so warped in my head. Like, I was like, oh my God, yay, I have done it. I'm okay. I'm finally living that life, until I could not keep up with it anymore because it was incredibly rigid and required so much. So then comes shame. And as my body is gaining weight, I'm going to grad school, digging into therapy topics, learning about myself. Then comes this notion that you can actually just like your body, and you don't need to lose weight or manipulate your shape in any way in order to be okay with yourself. I think there's this idea that you have to love your body in order to be body positive, which is not true. You can start with respect, and that's what the course is about. It's helping you to
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, truthfully, it's about learning how to create space for respect of yourself and of your body, and starting with, okay, let's not hate. Can we just not hate? Mm-hmm. Can we not beat up on ourselves? And yeah, so this was really, I was very confused as I was kind of walking away, because I was like, I don't fit into the eating disorder space technically, although maybe. And I don't know, I definitely don't fit into diet culture space. How do I walk this line? Because it's like, you said one time, it's so counterculture. It's not intuitive at all. And I found myself feeling constantly confused about like, what's right, what's wrong? Am I betraying diet culture or betraying my anti-diet stance? Am I giving into diet culture? So a lot of my course is about kind of making space for the in-between and being like, you don't have to be all in or all out. Mm-hmm. You can vacillate. So that was a very short response to what the course is about.
So I think that something that I think is really important, and I, just want to give people an idea. Tell us what diet culture really is, because I think that's something a lot of people have questions about. It's talked about a lot on social media. So tell us what diet culture is.
Sure. So diet culture is the well-pervasive mentality that you can change your body type and size, and B, that you should, and that thin is best. Okay. That kind of thin being the main component, but it could be muscular. It could be, there's a default body out there that is the ideal body type, and you need to achieve that, and here's a million ways to do it, and it's kind of fucked.
Well, and it's an industry.
You said it.
Right? Like, it's like this massive multi-billion-dollar industry where like you said, like, you try every fad diet, right? So of all those things you did, how much money, you couldn't even guess this, did you spend on like, I'm gonna write like keto and the master cleanse and fucking like, you could go through 10 million
like Nutrisystem.
21 Day Fix Extreme, because 21 Day Fix wasn't hardcore enough for me.
Okay.
There was like this little ball that I would do crunches on for the ab. The shake weight, that's an image. I don't know, a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a $72 billion industry.
$72 billion. I don't even know, like that number doesn't even compute in my brain, but you do, because they fail. You just have to keep going back, right?
Yeah, and that fact, it's a fact, is not known or accepted, that they do fail 95% of the time.
So 95% of the time.
So you'll just feel like garbage.
Right.
Yeah.
So but you're the fail. Like, even though diets are what fails, you yourself like feel like a failure, and it seems like that's what you talk about, is the internalization.
Absolutely.
Of like, I'm a failure because I couldn't do the 21 Day Fix 10,000 times.
Yeah, which is like little
fix.
tiny containers of food, and I would go to bed hungry, and it just feeds. It's so dangerous too. I forget the statistic, off the top of my head, but dieting is very dangerous. It can trigger eating disorders disordered eating, disordered behaviors, and a lot of other mental health issues. And, you know, hi, me, right? You know, like it's, the stakes are high.
Yeah.
The stakes are high. But yeah, if we're going there, you fail. Okay, cool. Try this one. And the diet's not the problem. It's you.
Yeah.
And that's just a recipe for shame.
Vicious cycle.
So you made this amazing course that probably would have been something that would have been helpful for you.
Yes.
At the beginning, right? Because I think that's the thing is like right now, a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, fuck diets. I want to be body neutral. And I want to be body positive. And I want to do these things. But like, actually, how do I do that?
Yeah.
That's right. Like, because also being like, I'm going to eat pizza for every lunch is also still giving like weight to diet culture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's like the confusing part. So, yeah,
Yes.
I think this course, I would have taken it and, you know, hopefully it would have brought me a step closer towards healing. I'm not, you know, delusional. I know that it's not going to instantly change everything, but I want it to be there for you in a way that you can reach for in the way that you need, right? I'm planting a seed here, hopefully. And, you know, it's great. I think it can take you all the way there. It's kind of the course outline that I use with my clients. But yeah, I would have purchased it. I would buy it. It's exactly what I needed. To kind of understand, like, okay, cool, this is where I'm at with this part of recovery, and it's normal to be not totally not wanting to lose weight. Because I think that feels shameful too, because I'm like, all right, well, I'm supposed to be anti-diet, and I still don't like the way I look, and I'm still uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that's good is that it allows you to do the internal work kind of on your own time.
Yeah.
Which is really important, right? Where there's like so many messages, and sometimes it's hard to compile all those messages and say, what do I get out of this? How do I apply this? How does this affect me? And there's something about your e-course too that like really helps you internalize it and be able to do the work for yourself, kind of separating out all of these messages that are being thrown at you,
Yes.
which is kind of the space for you to really dive into it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can, you know, in the very first part, I say kind of look ahead. If something jumps out to you right away, go for it. It has to be presented step by step by step, but it's not a step by step by step process. You can make it what you need. But it is self-paced. I like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so it's called Achieving Authentic Balance in Your Body.
Yes.
What would you say authentic balance is? Like, how would you describe that?
Authentic balance is the respect that we're talking about. It's about knowing that you do not have to be a certain way. You can, my therapy work, like the theme, my clients probably get really, really annoyed because I'm constantly like, you're a human. We have to give space for humanity, but that's what balance to me is. It's about being okay with being messy and not trying to achieve this standard that is just not achievable for you, and learning how to respect who you actually are and who your body, what your body needs to be, because your body has a set point that it lives at, and it vacillates, but it wants to stay at a certain point.
Absolutely.
Right? So just learning how to be okay and learning how to tune out the diet culture noise and to determine what's right for you, because there's so much prescriptive bullshit
Yes.
that says you have to walk this line and it's the right move for everyone, and I just don't prescribe to that.
Right.
So that's it.
I love that. And so there are so many messages that like push us towards diet culture. Is there anything specific in terms of like social media or like things that you've seen that have been kind of influencing that?
Let me count the ways. Before and after photos.
Oh, those are so triggering.
Yeah. Yes, they are, because essentially they're saying, here, look at my body 10 months ago. Wasn't I a sad sack of shit? And look at me now.
Yeah.
I'm happier because I'm thinner
Smaller,
and I'm
yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
Right? So health gets kind of taken over
Even if
by...
you did very unhealthy things to get that after picture.
Exactly. She gets it. Exactly. So before and after pictures, what I eat in a day. We were talking about that.
Oh my gosh. TikTok loves what I eat in a day. It is so harmful.
Yeah, because what you eat in a day is not what I need to be eating in a day and what you need to be eating in a day. And oftentimes the portions are small.
Every time I see those, I'm like, are you hungry?
Yeah, they are. They are
like,
so hungry.
I'm like, I'm hungry just like watching what you eat in a day.
They're so hungry that they are getting their nutritional needs met from TikTok comments and likes. Mm-hmm. They're filling their hunger by approval.
Metaphors.
But yeah, they're fucking hungry, dude.
Yeah. I was there. I was hungry. Always hungry. Yeah. So honestly, just like the comments on all of those different posts are triggering. Those are unsafe. You look hot. You look great. Okay, cool. Like, go off for your friends. Mm-hmm. But maybe we don't need to be talking about bodies because you have no clue what that means to them.
Right.
What it's reinforcing, what it's dismissing, what it's not seeing. It's just...
Somebody told me to follow this influencer who had like really good Amazon links, right? Like, and I love a good Amazon.
Oh, I love Amazon.
Hey, Jeff Bezos, like an Amazon link, right? Like,
okay. They're like, try this Amazon. I love.
Yes,
those.
right. Okay. Hey, Jeff Bezos, love an Amazon link. Sorry, these things. This is the difficulty if it's not so black and white, right? And so I followed this girl, and like she's got like cute little stuff, and I get these slides, whatever. And then like a day later, I followed her for 24 hours. She puts up this app that she is using, sponsored by, I don't know, and it was an intermittent fasting app. Mm-hmm. And it was, how long can you go without eating? And I was like, that's just starving yourself, bro. Like, that's not like, you have an app that's timing how many hours you can not eat. Like, nobody sees that. Like, that's what intermittent fasting is literally just starving yourself.
Yeah, and that's prescribed to people.
Yeah, all the time.
As healthy. And there's such an anti-fat stigma in healthcare, and people in larger bodies, they're told to intermittent fast. They're told to diet, and that will solve their health problems. And I don't claim to be a doctor. I don't claim to be a dietitian, but it's dangerous, and it's othering, and it leads people to not seek healthcare because somebody in a small body, they might have alternate treatments that are, told will be helpful for them. But person in a fat body, hey, diet. Let's see how long you can go without eating. Right. It's sad.
Even getting weighed at the beginning of an appointment, I think, makes people avoid healthcare, right? Like, even going in, and I know we've talked about this before, is that you're allowed to say no. But like, I have heard, even in the past 6 months, people saying no and getting really rude responses from healthcare staff. Yeah. So like, even so you can say no, but like that doesn't mean that they're going to take it well. And then that makes people avoid getting medical care. So if we talk about the benefits of preventative medicine, what if people can't get preventive medicine because, you know what I mean? Like, of all the other shit that gets in the way.
So, I mean, that brings up a good question, is like, how do you search out someone who is body positive in healthcare? Someone who can, what does that look like?
Yeah, it's tough. I think word of mouth is pretty important. So there's a movement called Health at Every Size, HAES, and they have a registry on their website where you can look for clinicians or doctors, providers who kind of identify specifically with that model, but not everyone who would provide, safe care are on that registry. Okay. So it's hard. I know that I have made referrals for clients of mine through Instagram, where I forget, I think it's Body Image with Brie. Yeah. Love her. Obsessed.
She's amazing.
Obsessed. I believe she has kind of a directory where, fat positive providers can post. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Absolutely,
and it's
hard.
Risky.
And you have in your course kind of a list of people to follow and people to kind of scrub your social media from, right?
Yeah. Love that. I love the social media scrub.
I love that.
Okay, yes. Wait, what is that? What's a social media scrub?
Yeah, so it's an activity that I have in the e-course, and basically, it's helping you diversify your feed, because if you're constantly scrolling and you're just seeing similar bodies, similar types of people that you want to be, or maybe make you feel triggered, or that's your inspo, that's not really going to provide like opening up the door, your mind, your heart to being okay with yourself. So I like to take people through a social media scrub. So unfollow people who make you feel bad. Essentially, that's like kind of like the baseline. Like, does it make you feel like shit? Maybe don't follow.
Pretty good.
But so once we eliminate, essentially create boundaries around what media you're consuming, okay, let's replace it with different types of people, different opinions, different voices, different bodies to help you, feel normal, feel okay, feel seen.
I love that, because I think, once again, I know I said this before, like, to just have somewhere where you have kind of a list of people you can go to, or places, once again, where you feel seen and you feel, okay, this feels right for me, as opposed to I look at this and I feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
Is huge.
Oh yeah.
So okay, you had a bunch of really cool myth busting you can do.
Yes.
Calling bullshit.
Calling bullshit, but she's got a lot of myths here, right? We're gonna do
I got it all.
Yeah, she's got all of it. She got myths, she got bullshit, she got all these things, right? Okay, so the one myth you had first talked to me about was you're able to completely control your weight, and I think this one was very mind blowing for me, because I had always been taught that with restriction and with extreme dieting and pills and everything else that you could do, you can control your weight, and the only reason you're not is because you're bad.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a myth? What the fuck?
It's a myth. And thank God it's a myth, right? Because there's freedom in releasing those behaviors, but it's hard. So it's a myth because, I said earlier, your body has a set point that it wants to live at. And it will vacillate 10, 20 pounds depending on, where you're at in life and what's going on. But you can't control your weight forever. Like, for me, when I was very, very orthorexic, I literally lost 60 pounds in 1 year. Half a year.
Unhealthy.
Did I maintain that? Fuck no. Fuck no. And why? Because I can't control my weight forever. Because diets fail. Because of my genetics. Because of my various privileges I experience, because of my genetic makeup, everything that goes into making me an individual. I'm not just a person that fits a mold. And that's not talked about. That's not at all in any way stated. I have my conspiracy theories. They're not so much conspiracy, but it's money. Insurance companies benefit when your BMI is high, and then you have a higher premium.
And BMI is bullshit already, right? Like, if you really go through the what BMI is, which is what I mean. I have one of Erin's, my husband's cousins. She came to me this was probably a year ago. Her daughter was 11 years old at the time, and she's they weighed her at school. And she's upset because she weighed more than the other kids. I was like, why the fuck? What could they possibly have needed her weight for? You know what I mean? For
also,
any reason.
And why do all the kids know each other's weight?
How wild is that?
Yeah. That is wild.
Shameful.
And then I had this flashback to being somebody who, hit puberty much earlier in life. And was very, very aware of what their body looked like compared to other people. Then I had a flashback to holy shit, that happened to me growing up. Especially when you did those presidential fitness tests that I never could do.
Oh my God.
Because I still can't do a pull-up.
The chin hang where you're just shaking. You remember that? You're like,
that is when I learned I'm really unathletic.
Yeah, I'm weak.
I tried so hard to run that mile, and I just could not.
It just couldn't happen, right?
I was like, guys, this is ridiculous. The fact that you got to run a mile back is just insane.
It's insane. So BMI, or body mass index, is BS, but it's used very much to judge where your health is at.
Yep. And then it is kind of co-signed that your health is bad, and here, change it. But really, we just mean change your weight. And lose weight, essentially.
That's all. That's it. Do nothing else.
Do nothing else. And yeah, obviously, if you have health concerns, you don't need to just be all laissez-faire and all right, whatever. Also, like, your health is your decision. You can decide to be healthy or to not be healthy.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah,
it's up to you. To you. So yeah, it's up to you. But yeah, it's bullshit. It's not an actual indicator of health. There are other ways to seek health by changing your behaviors, possibly by seeking healthful behaviors, by moving your body in a way that feels good, or maybe you sweat a lot, but it's for reasons other than your body is bad and let's lose weight, or let's manipulate it in a way that fits what society says is okay, or what my doctor says is okay.
So, okay, you had another wonderful myth, which is that thin equals healthy, right? We go into that a little bit, but tell us a little bit more.
How can you tell what someone's health is by looking at them? I don't know. I don't think you can, because a thin person can be very unhealthy, and a fat person can be extremely healthy. And that in particular, it gets me. Gets me because it's just so accepted. It's so accepted. Yeah. That person is large and therefore they don't care about themselves. They let themselves go and they must be unhealthy. They must eat the worst food, which is like also problematic, but like, how can you tell? Right. How can you tell? And so, fuck it.
Okay, wait. So I know before we had a ton of listener questions.
I'm trying to find them.
I think Katie took them.
Did I? I handed them back.
Okay, give us. We need. Oh, I got it. Okay, we're good.
Jennifer. All right,
it's me. Okay, couple questions for you. How can I improve my image of myself so hard after years of dieting and shaming?
Take the e-course. Start with compassion. Start with compassion that it's an uphill battle. It's going to be hard, and to go slowly and genuinely fake it till you make it. That's part of the course. You have to kind of say what you want to say. I share this in the course. I used to walk by the mirror, and previously I would be filled with like, ugh, like don't look, either avoid, don't look, or nitpick that, or ugh, right? As I was healing, I literally would say, there is nothing here to hate. And I would just say that to myself. I'm getting like kind of emotional. Yeah. And I didn't believe it at first until it started to click. And so I started with compassion, because there literally is nothing about your body to hate. You can be mad at it. It cannot function appropriately for you. There's a lot of nuance there, obviously. But start with compassion.
Oh, God, that's good. You're making me emotional.
Yeah, me too.
My mirror neurons are just...
Yes, yeah. But there's nothing here to hate. I mean, I just think that's such a powerful one line that, like, you could write for, like, many things in your life. Like, I really love that one.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Such a good mantra.
I have to dig into it sometimes, too.
Yeah, maybe Jen will get a tattoo of it.
Please.
Ooh.
Second tat.
Listen.
Right here.
We're going right on my head. There's nothing here to
Maybe
eat.
It'll be more than 1/4 of an inch. Okay. Size.
I got a tattoo, guys. That's what matters. Okay. What are your go-to accounts to follow? This was a question.
I have lots. And they're all in the e-course. Body Image with Brie.
Yeah, I love her.
Love her. Body Image Therapist. Oh, Tally Rye. I forget her specific. I think it's at Tally Rye. But she is an intuitive movement coach, and she's amazing. I would get in trouble if I didn't say my friend Caroline's Instagram account, The Fuck It Diet. Genuinely, the way that we met, it was crazy. She's a neighbor of mine. But her book really was kind of like, oh, yeah, whoa, I can do this. So, Caroline. there's tons, and the rest are the list, and I can't think of the rest.
Okay, you gave us a tidbit.
Yeah.
Right, Katie Certina, right? Who did that?
Oh, yes.
You love her because she's also a
Obsessed.
Katie.
I love her. Well, yes, she's also a Katie.
Right?
Her
If
book
your
is
name is Katie,
amazing.
Katie loves your
But she also did that. She does this like feature called like Supersize the Look, where she takes
Yes.
like, you know, like a Kate Moss or a Gigi Hadid or like something like that, like a very, very, very thin person. And then she wears the same exact clothes to
Yes.
show you that like you can have fashion and style in any size body. And I think that's super
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because I love clothes. Yeah.
And yeah, we love her.
Okay, final question. How do you have a healthy relationship with the number on the scale? Should it be ditched altogether?
Yes, personally. Although this came up in a session this past week where a client of mine was randomly given a free scale, but the scales are getting sneakier. They're getting sneakier. So this scale not only calculates your weight, but it was allegedly able to calculate your water weight and your bone
How?
density.
What?
Science, lies. I don't know.
Science, science or lies.
What?
One of those two.
I don't know, science or lies. But my client came to me and was like, I cannot safely recover by weighing myself. So that answers the question. It's probably not safe to focus on numbers. And you have to kind of tread lightly in this process and figure out what boundaries you need and to what extent as you go along. And at first, yes, absolutely. Personally, I will never step on a scale ever again. Because I don't, why?
Right.
I don't need it. But they're, like they said, they're getting sneakier, and just pay attention. And yeah, I would throw it out.
So I speak this before, I go to a Hayes aligned doctor. Dr. Vicky, Radiance Medical Center, highly recommend.
We'll link.
It's in Philly,
We
right?
should
Yeah.
link it.
We'll
And
link
she's
it.
in Philly. She's amazing. And there's no scale in the office.
Amazing.
So all health is indicated by lab work and by self-reports.
Wow.
So there's like, so you don't get weighed at any point. You don't talk about
amazing.
your body. You don't talk about weight loss. You know what I mean? Like, you just truly talk about like, how do you feel in your body?
Yes.
And then she does blood work. And that's how it's all indicated, right?
Yeah.
This is the first time, and I suck this out, right? Like, that doesn't sound right. I sought
Sought.
this out.
They said suck this out.
Sucked it on out.
I sucked this one out.
Okay, Em.
Okay, I saw this. Oh fuck, that's so funny. I sought this one out, right? But that's like a normal thing. Like, I had to like go, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had actually funny.
You shared with me about Radiance Medical.
Aubrey Gorman, who runs Your Fat Friend, who wrote. If you have not read what we don't talk about, we talk about fat. It's so good, but also very fucking depressing. And on her, she had done like, has anyone seen fat positive practitioners? And somebody wrote in Philadelphia and wrote Dr.
Yes.
Vicky. Yes.
Yeah.
But like, is the first time I've never seen a doctor do this before.
No.
No.
I've had to get on a scale every appointment I've ever had in my
Right,
life,
right.
whether it mattered or not.
That's incredible.
My client that I was talking about also told me that, I think it's Balanced Nutrition, which
Yep.
I refer tons of people to. They have little cards that, and I'm stealing this idea. Thank you. Little cards that you can give your clients to hand to the doctor or nurse, whoever's weighing you, that indicates, I don't want to be weighed, and your reason why, if that's,
Yeah.
you know,
necessary.
if you feel okay with it. Because it's scary. Like, I've done it myself. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And they're like, okay, we'll just do it. I'm like,
Well, I noticed this other thing that's happening is that people say no to getting weight, and then they give you these printouts at the end of the at the end of the
Yes.
appointment, and they have the number on them.
Yes.
So
Right.
people do this amazing job
like,
of
turn
advocating.
around
Yes, they do
and
this
to not see the
amazing
number,
job of
yeah.
advocating, and then they hand them a paper that
Yes.
says it.
Yes.
So, like, just something to keep in mind as doctors. Like, maybe nobody needs that.
right. I've told people,
Yeah.
either bring white out or
Yeah.
tell them to Sharpie it out, because you do not need to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And you want your aftercare report, probably. But yeah, you do a great job of advocating.
Yep.
You don't want to be triggered on the way out, which, been there.
Okay,
there.
Katie, you got to call some bullshit.
Call some bullshit, girl.
Is
Call
this whole
some
thing
bullshit. Call some bullshit.
This whole thing is bullshit. Okay, well, I have a lot. I'm prepared. First things first, anti-fat stigma in healthcare. Bullshit. We talked about that. Sneaky diet culture. We talked about that. Fat talk. What's fat talk? It's basically, oh, I'm so fat, right? Oh yeah, me too. Don't worry, girl. Fuck that. It's bullshit.
Fuck that.
Why are we talking about ourselves that way? Why are we aligning with our friends that way? Why is that cool? Why is that okay?
Well, fat's not a feeling. It's just a thing.
That's
on your
not a
body.
feeling. Thank you. Thank you. I'm bad. Don't tell. I'll be good this weekend.
Oof.
Right, like not a way to connect with people.
No, and it's okay, right? That's okay because we're all just trying to achieve a body that our body doesn't want to be. So bullshit to that. And parents. Can I go there? Can I go?
Yeah, yes,
Can I
please.
go there?
Anywhere.
Okay, I'll go there. Ooh, parents. Please know that the way you talk about your own body impacts your kid.
Whether they're boys or girls, anyone.
Absolutely.
And whether you're saying it to them,
Exactly.
you're saying it to yourself, and they can
Yes.
model that. They see that.
Modeling, do as I say, not as I do, is bullshit. And it absolutely teaches your kid how to hate their bodies. Whether you're saying, oh, no, not for you though, honey, but mommy, look at this. Ugh, it's not okay. And then, get informed. Talk to your providers, talk with the dietitians, talk with your kids about how it makes them feel, and check in with yourself because there's probably healing for you to do. So I get a little triggered there. I could keep going on. Wellness culture.
Love it.
Wellness culture is the idea that, we're not trying to make your bodies be different. We're not really focusing on weight loss. We're just focusing on health.
So Newman Weight Watchers that are 100% diets, but they did honestly, their rebrand was so good.
Yes.
Wait,
It's confusing. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Okay. No, I'm not. I'm okay.
Fabulous
Okay.
job about a rebrand, still a fucking diet and still harmful.
Yes. So bullshit. I've called it all. The whole thing is bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, hey, tomorrow, if this episode related to you, tomorrow, let's do it. Open it up, log on to this e-course, start doing the work that you wish that you started 10 years ago. Because I promise you, as hard as this is going to be, it's going to be worth every fucking moment of freedom.
I truly do believe that.
Yeah.
I really do.
You can find Katie's e-course on our website. At the top, you click on e-course, Achieving Authentic Balance in Your Body. Katie, thank you so much for joining us.
And we can't wait to take it ourselves.
Can't wait to take it ourselves.
If you liked today's episode, feel free to send it on over to a friend. You can follow, rate, review, subscribe on Apple and now Spotify. Rate us there as well. Thank you for being here today. We want you to love your body as much as we love Katie here. And to grow yourself, you got to know yourself. We'll see you soon.
Bye.